On the night of June 7, 2005 in Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria, a car carrying 6 young friends was stopped at a police checkpoint. By the end of the night, all 6 of them would be dead. Their names were Ifeanyi Ozo, Chinedu Menuru, Augustina Arebo, Anthony Nwokike, and Paulinus and Ekene Isaac Ngbe. This is the story of the Apo Six, a tragedy that nearly 2 decades later continues to be a painful symbol of the injustice and police brutality in Nigeria. The victims were traders at the Apo Auto Spare Parts Market. They were young, ambitious, and part of the vibrant commercial life of the city. On that fateful night, they were returning from a celebration when they had an encounter with a group of policemen. The initial story from the police was simple and damning. They claimed the 6 were a gang of armed robbers who had opened fire on the officers, and the police had simply returned fire in self-defense. They even presented weapons they claimed to have recovered from the victims. Car to support their stories? The Nigerian police was told that 6 dangerous criminals has been neutralized. But the story quickly fell apart. The truth was far more horrifying. The group had a disagreement with a senior police officer, Danjuma Ibrahim, at a nightclub earlier that evening. So it was reported that Danjuma Ibrahim had met one of the girls that came with the 6 guys to the club, and he approached the lady and asked her to join him in his table, and the lady refused and told the guys he came with that this man is asking me to join him. And one of the men stood up and went to Danjuma and asked, "Don't you see that this girl is with us?" That was their only cry. Augustina Arebo, who was the fiancée of one of the men, followed the argument. The officer allegedly went to the checkpoint in Gimbiya Street and told the policemen on duty to expect a car of armed robbers. When the friends arrived at the checkpoint, the police opened fire. 4 of the men died on the spot. The remaining 2, Ifeanyi and Augustina, were taken to a police station, but they were not safe. Fearing the survivors will expose the truth, the officers later drove them to a remote location and executed them to cover their tracks. The police planted weapons in the victim's car and declared them robbers. The cover-up failed because of public outcry and the relentless efforts of the victim's family and civil society. The story: a senior police officer got into a fight over a woman and then orchestrated a mass murder, was too shocking to ignore. A judicial panel of inquiry was set up by the then president, Olusegun Obasanjo, to investigate the killings. The panel findings were explosive. It confirmed that the victims were not armed robbers, but had been murdered in cold blood by the police. It's recommended that 5 officers, including the Deputy Commissioner of Police Danjuma Ibrahim, be tried for the killings. The legal battles that followed was long and frustrating. It dragged on for over a decade, marked by delays and legal maneuvers. The nation watched, hoping for justice. In 2017, 12 years after the murders, a high court in Abuja finally delivered a verdict. 2 of the policemen were found guilty and sentenced to death. However, the alleged mastermind, Danjuma Ibrahim, and 2 others were acquitted. The court ruled that there was not enough evidence to prove their direct involvement, a decision that sparked widespread outrage and disbelief. For many, the acquittal of the senior police officer felt like a profound failure of justice. Today, the story of the Apo Six is more than just a memory. It has become a reference point in the ongoing conversation about police reforms in Nigeria. It is a painful reminder of the delays when extrajudicial killings were rampant and often went unpunished. The case highlighted the deep-rooted impunity within the security forces and became a rallying cry for accountability. The 6 young people who died that night were not just statistics. They were sons, a daughter, friends, and other business owners with dreams and futures that were violently cut short. Their story speaks to the thousands of other nameless victims of police brutality and serves as a powerful demand for a justice system that protects its citizens, not one that preys on them.